All right, my name is Keiton. I'm from Marshall, Minnesota, and I guess I first got into boxing mainly because I was graduating high school soon, and I wanted to find a new sport to get into, and combat sports has always been interesting to me, and just ended up getting lucky. Talked to my uncle, and he ended up starting martial arts with Bruce, owner of the gym, and yeah, it's kind of just got connected, showed up for my first class, and that was that from there, I guess. People like our manager, Olga, have a nickname for me. They call me the Gentle Giant because they say that I'm very nice and a soft person, but I'm a heavyweight, so yeah. But I guess where the nickname came from, Olga just came up with it one day and it kind of just stuck, and now people have been calling me it, so yeah. Like, what makes it different from gyms around here? I'd say the expectations and like the standard. I feel like you can see like a big difference in terms, at least just from what I can see from teams around here, and then like Next Edge, like our coaches definitely have a specific standard, and like we have to be held to that standard, otherwise, you're not meeting expectations. So I like that, just like that pressure. Like, it's laid back, everyone's cool, but just that like idea that we are taking this seriously, and we're gonna take, your career as a fighter seriously. So I have been boxing for, I wanna say, about maybe a little over 2 years. I wanna say that was when I had my first fight. So that's when I say I started boxing, was my first fight. My ultimate goal really depends on how life goes, but I'd say my ultimate goal would be to go pro someday. But even then, I think like the best goal to have for me is just to be the best fighter that I possibly can be. And I feel like that's what all of our coaches here, like, that's what they push in you, is just to be the best fighter that you possibly can be. And for me right now, it's definitely Golden Gloves. And then after Golden Gloves, it's trying to get into national qualifiers. That's what I would say, like, is my biggest like goal in terms of like next year, probably trying to get into Golden Gloves and hopefully qualify to try out for nationals. But yeah, right now competition's going well. At first, like, it's a grind, like just getting used to how competing works and like the headspace that you kind of have to be in to compete. And it wasn't like, for me, I had to lose my first 3 fights before I was able to like really understand what it was all about and stuff. But I mean, ever since you like hit that turning point, where you really get the sport and get, what you're supposed to be doing, what you need to work on, it's just kind of uphill from there. Every single lesson that you learn here definitely goes into real life, and especially when it comes to adversity, just whether it's training or in a fight, like especially in a fight, when there are those high stakes and you've trained so long for this and you face some adversity in your fight, win or loss, when you come out of that adversity, you are like so much better of a person and so much better of a fighter, just because you had that experience of like, it wasn't easy for you, it was hard, it was difficult, you had to come back, and like win or loss, whether you lost that exchange at the end or won it, whatever, whether you won or lost the fight, like you come out of it better. And like that's what I love about it. Like, even with my losses, like especially after my last loss, it was like I really learned what it was like to fight. Like, you can win and have all these easy opponents or whatever, or just get lucky or whatever, but I think like that adversity in the ring is when you really learn how to like come back from anything in life, really, like how to have something difficult put right in front of you, punching you in the face, and you gotta like come back and you gotta get up, you gotta get up for practice the next morning, so yeah, definitely super valuable lesson. Advice for young fighters, or even just anyone who wants to get into it and is kind of like timid, because I work with a lot of beginner boxers and stuff and see a lot of that. I'd say like just work. Like, you work enough, you listen to your coaches, you show up to practice, shut up and work, and make sure you got all your gear, make sure you're 15 minutes early for class, doing all those extra things. Like, you will have nothing to be nervous about. You'll have no reason to have to worry about fighting, like, if you're ready to fight, because you will be. Like, that's really it. Like, and if for like coaches wise, if you're trying to get a coach to notice you, like, just work. Like any good boxing coach, especially at Next Edge, like, you will get noticed in these boxing classes if you just show up and work and show that you're willing to like work on things that you need to improve on, and that you're coachable. Like, you do all those things, and to me, like, those are simple things that I think most people can do. Like, you do that, you're just fine. Just the main thing is just to work, like consistently work. Not when it's easy, but just consistently show up. And that's it, consistency, I guess.